Throughout the stories of Shmais and Ve'era, for that matter, when the Torah tells us the story of the Exodus, of Yetzias Mitzrayim, it's interesting. Hashem keeps on telling Moshe Rabbeinu that he shouldn't just go to Paro and tell him that it's time for us to come out. The first thing that he should do, this already goes back to last week's Parshas Shmais, the first thing he should do is tell the Jewish people that it's time for them to come out. And in this week's Parsha again, Parshas Ve'era, Hashem says the same thing. That go to the Jewish people, tell them that it's time for them to come out. And Moshe Rabbeinu being told that he has to tell the Jewish people this and get them to believe in the redemption, it causes difficulties because Moshe Rabbeinu then says they're not going to believe in me. So he has a whole back and forth. Are they going to believe? Not they going to believe? The question is, who cares? What's the difference? Go to Paro, start the plagues, and get the ball rolling and get them out. What do we need the Jewish people to believe? Like, what do we have to tell them about it? They're just, whatever. They'll be happy when it happens. No, what do you have to tell them about it for? So the truth is, Chazal already asked this question in the Medrash. And Chazal explained that even the Exodus of Egypt, which ultimately was promised by Hashem to Avram Avinu that it was going to happen, nevertheless, even the Exodus needed some schus. It needed some merit. The Jewish people needed some schus. And one of the greatest schus and one of the greatest merits we have is faith, is emunah. And therefore the Medrash says that the Jewish people had to believe in the redemption in order to allow the redemption to happen. And that's why Moshe Rabbeinu had to keep on going to them and telling them it's going to happen, it's going to happen. That's the Medrash. Right, so the problem is like this. The same Medrash also explains that even before the redemption began, the Jewish people would, at least for a certain part of the slavery, had Shabbos off. And what they would do on Shabbos is they would get together with their families and they would read from scrolls that they had in their possession, tracing their lineage back to Avram Avinu. And they would talk with each other to strengthen their belief in where they came from and their belief in the redemption. And so the problem is, they already believed in the redemption. That's what they spent every Shabbos talking about. That was the drashas, the Rabbi's drash on Shabbos is all about, we're going to get out of here, there's going to be Mashiach, there's going to be redemption. And so what was missing? Well, they already knew that. So why does Moshe Rabbeinu have to go to them and tell them now it's going to happen? So in the Sfar HaKadoshim we're taught that here's the difference. There is such a phenomenon where a person believes theoretically in the coming of Mashiach. But what's missing is their belief that Mashiach would come for them. You can believe theoretically that, yeah, the Jewish people at some point will get Mashiach. But for me, for our generation, for people like us, no. Now that lack of belief might sometimes feel legitimate. It might feel, warranted. We're not holding. We're not in a better position spiritually than our ancestors. But what Hashem is telling us is as follows. It's not just enough to believe that Mashiach will come. That's the level of belief that they had during the slavery. Every Shabbos, they would just believe and remind themselves, eventually Mashiach will come. What was needed is not just to believe in that. They needed to believe that they themselves are worthy of redemption, that Mashiach can come for us. Now that's something that Moshe Rabbeinu had to bring home in order to awaken, to sort of start the bowl of redemption. It's not just to believe in Mashiach, but to believe that Mashiach can come for them. And the same thing it is for us. The Medrash explains that our redemption also hinges on emunah, on faith. And it's not just enough to believe conceptually Mashiach. We have to believe that Mashiach can come for us. Literally for us, with all of our flaws, with all of our blemishes, Mashiach can and will come for us. And with that, we should be zeicha to experience the redemption. Thank you, Hashem. Thank